back to another video, guys. My first one, actually. And today we're going to be reacting to a fellow channel called Real Life Lore. How the universe is way bigger than you think. That's what I'm going to be watching. This is bad. This is my first time doing this. Pretty bad at this. Let's go.
This is a real-life lore video made possible by Squarespace. Make your next move with a beautiful website from Squarespace. This is Earth. You
Earth.
live here on this planet somewhere, and everything that you've ever known is located right
North
here.
America, precisely.
But just how small exactly is Earth when compared to the scale of the entire universe?
Like this, look.
Let's start by zooming out to where we can see our nearest cosmic neighbor, the Moon.
The
You
moon.
may think that the Moon is very
Every
close
night.
to Earth since it dominates our night skies, but in reality the Moon isn't this close to our planet, it's actually about this far away.
What the-
384,400 kilometers away from
See, I didn't even know
now
this.
on average.
This is why I'm watching this
You could
video.
fit 30 entire Earths in between this distance, and if you somehow were
Damn.
able to drive a car at a constant 100 kilometers per hour speed, it would take you about 160 days to drive the entire
What?
distance. Despite this
160
incredible
days?
distance, however, 12 humans have actually set foot
I
here,
didn't even know this,
representing the
actually.
furthest away that any individual human has ever been away from the Earth, and one of humanity's greatest achievements. This is
true.
what the Earth would look like from there if you were standing there with them, and if you wanted to communicate with somebody back at home, it would take a message about 2.5 seconds to travel between you and them, since that's how fast the speed of light can travel at.
Speed
This
of
is a
light.
photo that was taken on Mars, and that tiny dot that you
I don't know if this is true, but I went on the internet and I searched up like how long is an hour in space, and it told me that it's 7 Earth years long. But I think that's when you like go very fast. So I don't know. I just Googled that.
see there is Earth as seen from the Martian surface. On average, Mars is an incredible
sent
225
rovers.
million kilometers away from Earth, but that distance can be as high as 401 million kilometers.
What?
That means that whenever humanity finally gets around to landing a human on the planet, that person will be 986 times further away from
Oh.
Earth than the astronauts who landed on
I don't
the
know what
moon
that
were.
means,
In addition,
but
the time delay for sending a message from
that's
Mars back
very
to
far.
Earth isn't just 2.5 seconds, it's actually more like 20 minutes
What?
each direction, which would
Really?
render instant communication in the event of an emergency impossible. When we
What?
zoom out even further away, we can find the Voyager 1 space probe,
I've
which is
heard
the
of this.
furthest away man-made object from Earth. It is currently located 138 AUs from the Earth.
I don't know what AU
meaning
means.
astronomical unit, which is the
Oh.
distance between the Earth and the Sun, which
Oh.
means that Voyager 1 is 138 times further away from us than the
Shoot.
Sun is. At some point on its long voyage, Voyager 1 turned its camera around and took this photograph. It may not look like much at first, but in my opinion, this is the greatest single photograph ever taken in all of human history.
I need
This
glasses,
tiny
man.
pale blue dot is Earth, and I don't think that anybody
Holy
has
crap,
ever
that's like
said
a
something
pixel.
as amazing about this as Carl Sagan when he said, "If you look at it, you see a dot. That's here. That's home. That's us. On it, everyone
my
you ever heard of,
gosh.
every human being who ever lived out their lives. The aggregate of all our joys and sufferings. Thousands of confident religions, ideologies, and economic doctrines. Every hunter and every forager. Every hero and coward. Every creator and destroyer of civilizations. Every king and every peasant. Every young couple in love. Every hopeful child. Every mother and every father. Every inventor and explorer. Every teacher of morals. Every corrupt politician. Every superstar. Every supreme leader. Every saint and sinner in the history of our species lived there. On a
There has to be aliens. There has to be aliens. There can't be all those people, all those living organisms in that one planet. There has to be aliens. There has to. We can't be the only species like alive. That's what I believe.
mote of dust suspended in a sunbeam.
That's
Voyager 1
crazy.
is currently traveling at 17 kilometers every single second, but even at that speed, it won't break out of the reach of our solar system for another 30,000 years.
What?
Once we go beyond the solar system, we arrive in our interstellar neighborhood. Here we shift to the light year unit of measurement, which is the distance that light travels in a full Earth year, or about 9.461 trillion kilometers. The star Proxima Centauri here is the closest other star to us other than our sun, but it's still 4.24 light years away
Hey, yo,
from
how did they
us.
know this?
To put that into perspective, if it was heading in the right direction, it would still take Voyager 1 over 70,000 years to reach it. In other words, if you drove your car at 100 kilometers an hour like in our previous example to the moon, it would take over 6 times longer than the entire age of the universe is just to finally get there, and it wouldn't even exist still when you arrived. When we zoom out even further, we can see
how
the
do they know
entire
this?
Milky Way galaxy, inside of which Earth is located right
How do they
here.
know this?
This yellow dot is the furthest extent of humanity's radio broadcasts throughout history, which means that any possible aliens who live outside of this range are totally unaware of humanity's presence. It's complete silence outside of this yellow dot as far as we are currently aware, but the entire galaxy spans over 100,000 light years from end to end. There are over 100 billion stars and over 100 billion planets inside of our galaxy. But you have never seen the full glory of the galaxy at night, because 99% of the stars that you can see with the naked eye are limited to this small, tiny region right here. But even this massive galaxy is nothing compared to the rest of what's out there. Zooming out even further, and we arrive at the local group of galaxies.
I don't understand.
54 different galaxies.
How the hell do they know this?
10
How did they?
light years across.
Did they send some machine
even
to like
further,
look
and
at
we can
this?
see the Virgo supercluster.
What is this?
The local group here is just a tiny segment of.
What the hell is
There are
this?
at least 100 other groups of galaxies just like our own local group inside of here, and the distance from one side to the other is a mind-numbing 110 million light years. But even the massive Virgo supercluster is nothing but a quiet and tiny lobe of the Great Laniakea supercluster, an enormous structure that is home to our galaxy as well as 100,000 other galaxies. The distance from one side to the other is 520 million light years, but from even there we can zoom out all the way to the entire observable universe.
How the heck, how do scientists know this? How do I don't know what their name is, but how do they know this? Like, do they draw it out? I don't know. It's mind blowing. How do they know this, man? That's crazy. And we still haven't found aliens.
And see that even the titanic Laniakea supercluster is just a tiny and insignificant part of everything. This is the observable universe, and it contains everything that we know of. It is home to at least 2 trillion different and individual galaxies, which together contain more stars than there are grains of sand on the entire Earth. The distance from Earth to any side of the observable universe is 46.5 billion light years, which means that the entire width is 93 billion light years across. What's perhaps even more interesting, however, is what actually lies beyond the observable universe.
How do they know
Keep in mind that the observable universe is all that we can currently see, and it's entirely possible that the rest of the universe outside of it is vastly larger and more fantastic than we can possibly ever imagine. We simply don't know what else is out there, because the light from these incredibly distant places has not yet had enough time in the universe's history to reach us yet back on Earth. And the light from some places may never reach us at all. Because some parts of space very far away from Earth are expanding away from us faster than the speed of light, that means that the light from these places will never, in an infinite amount of time, reach Earth. Meaning that even if humanity is eternal and exists forever, there will still be an unknown number of places in the universe that we will never know about or ever see. So, it is very likely that as unbelievably enormous as it seems, the observable universe is just a tiny slice of what we can currently see of the entire universe. According
Holy.
to the theory of cosmic inflation that was
Oh my
proposed by Dr. Alan
gosh.
Guth, if it is assumed that cosmic inflation began at 10 to the negative 37th of a second after the Big Bang, and with the
What?
assumption that the size of the universe before inflation began was equal to its age times the speed of light, then this would seem to suggest that at the present day, the entire universe is 150 sextillion times larger
What?
than the
I don't
observable
even know what that
universe.
number
That
is.
number, for
I
reference,
never
looks
even
like
heard of
this,
that number.
with this many zeros. Let
Oh.
this number sink in for just a moment. This would be
Oh.
similar to you thinking that the entire observable universe,
Man.
everything that you could see, was the size of a light bulb, but then realizing that in reality the entire universe is larger than the former planet of Pluto. Imagine a light bulb in the
What?
center of Pluto, but we inside the light bulb were totally unaware that Pluto existed outside of it, and that's a similar situation to this. We are all so unbelievably small, but you shouldn't worry, because all that means is that there is so much left out there for us to discover together.
Look at this footage, man.
This video was made possible by Squarespace. If you're wanting to create
Look
a
at the
new
end.
website for your next project, Squarespace is the absolute easiest way of doing
Oh, it
it.
is.
I've used them before for several different.
Well, I didn't know about that. Now I know about this. Yeah, yeah, um, go subscribe to this guy. Makes cool videos. Um, he educating me. So, yeah, that's this video. Uh, my mind is blown. There has to be aliens. I don't care. I don't care, man. There has to be aliens. But yeah, that's the video. See you guys later or next time.